Hey guys, welcome back to my channel via Glow. If you're new here, my name is Gloria and I'm a full-time reseller on multiple different apps and I resell clothes and shit. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a ship with me. For reference, this is the very first weekend of December and I want to show you guys what sold. It wasn't a lot, like this wasn't like a mind-blowing weekend, but it wasn't bad. It was decent, okay? So first, I made a gross profit of $574 with a net profit of $450 and I made a total of 21 sales. 9 on Poshmark, 7 on eBay, and 5 on Mercari. And I feel like it's not a lot. Like for some reason, I feel like it's not a lot. 21. I feel like I average about 25, but I guess 21 is, you know, it's kind of close. But anyways, we're gonna start on Poshmark because Poshmark is king. So I found this at the bins and it was in a throwback pile, which I thought was wild. They literally had a few items and I think I picked up like 2 from the throwback pile that they had. These were actually right by the register, you know, bin, and that's how I know that it was a throwback. But picked it up. The label is an older, you know, 𝕊𝕐 label, so I think that may have deterred the person before. But I went on and looked into it, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna grab it. I didn't check the comps and all of that until I got home. 𝕊𝕐 is just one of those silent brands that I pick up. I'd honestly call it one of my bread and butters, really, just because it sells consistently for me. Of course, you have to make sure you are picking up what people actually want, but for the most part, I think it's a great brand to pick up, and this piece just kind of spoke to me in a way like, this is really nice. Velvet is really great, and then it has the embroidery all over. It is on a long line, kind of like a trench coat, peacoat style, so it was just too nice for me to leave behind. And this actually sold within like 2 days, so I actually ended up getting quite a few people that liked this as soon as I listed it. So I don't know if people kind of have 𝕊𝕐 as a brand where they want the notification like, hey, new items have been listed, but I got like 3 likes on this as soon as I listed it. Anyways, so I went on and listed mine at $65 because I'm like, you know what, I can at least get about $40 to $50 for this. And I'm really happy that I did list it for that price point, just because it didn't take long to sell. So I listed it at $65, and of course I waited for the right buyer to come along, and they went on and sent me a $40 offer. It was a incredibly slow weekend. So I said, you know what, I don't even want to counter because they might leave. So I went on and accepted it just because it was still a great offer. And you know, like I say, picking stuff at the bins really does help me, you know, be able to be more flexible with accepting offers. So, all right, so this one actually sold for $40. I did pay $1.63. It was an incredibly slow day at the bins this day. Like, y'all, I was literally grasping for air. $1.63 for a cost of good is wild for me. So that just lets y'all know I did not get over 26 pounds. But anyways, I paid $1.63 for it, and I made a profit of $30.37 after fees and cost of goods. All right, the next one was a new to me brand called 𝕊𝕊𝕄𝕄𝕸. I never, you know, looked into this brand prior to seeing it. The label actually looked like it was worth looking into, and that was the only reason why I picked it up, because the piece is very bland. I hate to say that. It's very bland. Nothing is going for it. It's just like this navy blue pop over top. So looked into the brand. The brand actually sells for a really good amount, so I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and take it home. I did get more interest on it on Poshmark, so I was really happy that this one did sell. It did take a little over 3 months to sell. I had somebody coming in telling me that is this item like brand new, or like is it used, because they could see one of the seams is busted or some shit like that. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the top. Like, what are you looking at, you know? And that's the stuff that kind of annoys me, because people will try to have you second guessing your item so they can get it for a low amount. It's like, girl, get up out of here. So I never answered her question, because I'm just like, where do you even see a seam is messed up at? Like, I even went to go look over the item just to make sure, because I'm like, maybe something wrong with my eyes. Nothing is wrong with it. So I don't know what she was looking at. But yeah, so I ended up receiving an offer for $25. I accepted it. I had it listed at $40, and like I said, I think this one had been relisted twice already. So I think $25 is decent, but if you find it and it's a more like you know, substantial piece or something that really looks a lot better than just a plain solid color, you could definitely get a lot more for it. But $25 on something simple, I'm completely okay with. So this one sold for $25 and I paid $1.14 for it, and I made a profit of $18.86 after fees and cost of goods. All right, so the next one does not beat that profit, but this is a 𝕃𝕸𝕊 knit goods top. I sourced this over the summer and I'm like, oh, okay, once, you know, winter gets here, it's gonna do great. It's 𝕃𝕸𝕊. I love 𝕃𝕸𝕊. 𝕃𝕸𝕊 always sells, Y'all, had this one listed, I want to say initially at $25, and then I dropped it down to $18 because I noticed that it wasn't getting any attention. So then I got like 3 likers on it, so I'm like, okay, you know, this should be selling pretty soon. Nothing, y'all, absolutely nothing. So I ended up receiving an offer for $10 yesterday, and I went on and accepted it. Even though it was almost half off, I want to say what, 40% off, I was just like, you know what, it's not getting any other attention, you know what I'm saying, on any other platform, so I'm gonna go ahead and accept it and just kind of go by my rule of thumb is if the item isn't receiving any attention on any platform, it's not a hot commodity, let it go. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for me to try to sit on this for an additional 3 months just to try to get more, you know, money on it, maybe $5 more. So I said, you know what, it's fine. We can just let her be free. And I went on it and accepted their offer. And we're getting this out the door. And now I know moving forward that I won't pick up 𝕃𝕸𝕊 knit goods anymore. Or if I do pick them up, I need to make sure that the exact style is going to sell for $18 minimum. Because $10 is just not it for me. But this one, like I said, sold for $10 and I paid $1.07 for it, and I made a net profit of $5.98, which is just terrible, but you know, that's the extra $6 that I wouldn't have had. This is a, I don't even want to say a new to me brand because I've picked it up before. The brand is called 𝕬𝕗𝕬𝕗. It's just a shacket. Now this one is quilted and it has like this puffer style inside of it, so of course it's even more warmer than just a typical shacket. And I priced this one kind of high, even though the brand isn't like that great. I knew that this was a great item, so this was more of a style pickup. It could have been any brand and I still would have picked it up just because it was in excellent condition. The colorway is nice, the size is great, and the style of it being like quilted shacket. So this one actually sold for my full asking price, which I was really happy about because I feel like this weekend I had a lot more full asking price sales on Poshmark, which, you know, rarely happens. But when you price correctly, people won't feel inclined to send crazy offers. But this one did have a few watchers. So I know for me, when I shop online, and especially on a site like Poshmark, when the person will receive like a notification like, hey, somebody just sent an offer. So you are more inclined to be like, you know what, let me go ahead and buy this at the full asking price because I want to make sure, is this going to fit? It should. I want to make sure that nobody kind of, you know, gets the item that I want. So let me just buy it at the full asking price. So I think that's what ended up happening, and I'm really happy about that. So this one sold for $35 and I paid $1.47. This one did sit for a few months, and I made a total of $26.53 after fees and cost of goods. And I think that shackets will probably forever be in style, honestly and truly. I don't think they'll ever go out of style because it's just kind of like a really nice casual look. So I will pick it up. This is just terrible wrapping. I watch another channel. I want to say it's Dana at Finds Well. She also does ship with me videos, and her packaging is just so beautiful. And I'm just like, man, like, were you a rapper before? Well, you know what I'm talking, like one of these rappers, not like you know, rapper, because the way she packages the item is just so nice. And I'm just like, man, I aspire. I do not think this is gonna fit in here. I ought to be ashamed of myself. This is not gonna fit. Or you can try to make it fit, child. Come on. That's the only thing that I do love about making sales on Poshmark is I get to use all of their priority, you know, packaging. So if this sold on eBay, I'd probably have to slide this in a poly bag. But since it's sold on Poshmark, I'm able to stuff it in this priority box. All right, so this is a Prana pullover. I don't know, y'all. I feel like Prana has definitely fallen off. I want to say maybe 1.5 years ago, Prana was just like one of those brands. It's like, ooh, let me make sure I pick it up because it's going to sell. And now it's just like, ooh, it's got to be something just amazing in order for you to be able to sell it for a decent price point. Let me know down below if you guys pick up Prana and how does it perform for you, because I don't have much luck with it. Granted, I don't find it as often, and maybe the styles that I'm finding are just not, you know, good styles. But I thought this one kind of would have been, because it was an extra large. It is like a sweatshirt. It's knit. And it's just very casual. Probably like a good piece to put over some leggings or a pair of jeans or something, just for a casual look. But this one took at least about a good 4 or 5 months to sell. And it sold through an offer to watchers for $21 with discounted shipping. I did pay $1.06 for it. And I made a profit of $13.72. after fees and cost of goods. All right, so this is a nice little bundle. The first piece is actually this Ralph Lauren, just like a button-up top. Also found this at the bins. I think all of this, actually one of the items is not from the bins over here, but this one is from the bins and the other piece is also from the bins. Ralph Lauren is one of those brands that I have such a hard time leaving behind at the bins, but since it has slowed down for me, I want to say over the summer, I noticed that it just like completely halted. I really slowed down with picking it up, so now I only pick it up in excellent condition, and then I only pick up what looks to be like a great like style, if you will. So like nothing that's basic, because it is an oversaturated brand, and unfortunately he creates like Polo Ralph Lauren, Ralph Lauren, Ralph Lauren, Ralph Lauren Golf. Like, it's just so many sub brands to this brand, so it makes it really hard to get the best bang for your buck, because there's just so much available, you know. So I don't price it high anymore. I try to stick to $20 to $25 depending on the size and the style. And this one was a medium, but I picked this one up due to the style, and I thought it'd be a great like Christmas top for men, so I went on and got it. But this one took a few, I'm not gonna put that on. This one did take a few months to sell. I actually got this one and it sold the exact same day in the bundle. This is a blend of Angora, cashmere, and wool, and it is a medium. I feel like I could have got a lot more for it had I, you know, waited a little bit longer, but since it came through on an offer, and I think they kind of only asked for 25% off, I want to say, or was it 30? Either 25 or 30% off, and I was just like, you know what, I think that's okay. Like, I'm fine with that. It was a quick flip, and it's getting out another item, even though that item also had a lot of watchers on it. But I just, you know, I'm in the business of let's just go ahead and let it go, especially if it's a bundle. I think I'm more inclined to be a little bit, just a tiny bit more flexible with bundles. I actually just went on and updated my bundles on Poshmark to 30% off. So if you go in there and you bundle 3 pieces together, you're gonna automatically get 30% off. And before, I typically try to stay around that 25 you know, mark when it comes to offers and stuff. So 30% I think is a great price point for people to just go up in there and bundle and just buy it now, you know. So that's what I'm aiming for, so we'll see. I just changed it, so we'll see how that ends up going. But this bundle sold for $40. I think I had it priced at like $62, I want to say. So they came in and sent me a offer for $40, and like I said, it was a slow weekend. I don't even think I would have countered if it wasn't a slow weekend, so I'll just be honest there. Just because, like I said, you know, this one was an in and out piece, and ideally I would love that listed item and then it sells literally the next day or the same day. That is what all resellers would want, especially for a good price point. but this one sold for $40, and I did pay $195 collectively for both of the pieces. So I made a profit of $30.05 after fees and cost of goods. And I think that's actually a really good, you know, deal. All right, so this is just an Eddie Bauer like headband. I actually had this since the summer of 2022. I did get it from the bins, and it held no, you know, space. So it's not like terrible, but this was here for a long time. I know when I first picked it up, I had thought about keeping it for myself because it is a wool blend, and it looks really nice, but it finally sold. It did get a lot of attention initially, so I thought, you know, maybe I did have a good pickup, but once I noticed it just was not selling, I'm like, oh, okay. And that's when I soon realized that Eddie Bauer is just not, you know, it's not like a terrible brand, but it's just not on the level of other outdoorsy brands, you know? So I actually stopped picking it up as frequently as I once did, because I feel like when I used to find it at the bins, I initially just started picking it up all the time, and then I just stopped because it really slowed down. So I just thought it wouldn't be in my best interest to pick up something where I noticed that it sits too much for my liking. So now I only pick up like large sizes, or if it's like in a really good fabric content or something like that. But other than that, I don't pick it up just for fun's sake anymore. So this one actually sold for $15. They sent me an offer. I'm not sure how much I had it priced at, because, you know, like I said, it's been here for over a year now, almost 2 years, damn near. So I received a $15 offer. I accepted it, and I paid $1.09 for it, and then I made a profit of $10.91 after fees and cost of goods. All right, so this is a new She Fits bra. This is just kind of like a sports bra brand, if I'm not mistaken. This one was from my personal closet, so I don't have a cost of goods for it because, you know, I initially got it for myself. If you guys didn't see me talk about it in my last video, I'll link that video down below so you guys can watch it. So I'm not gonna, you know, discuss it too much on this video, but like I said, it was from my personal closet, and I couldn't fit it, and I was trying to wait around, but I ended up was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and let it go. And thank God I did, because this one sold literally the exact same day. And this is actually not the only She Fits bra that sold this weekend. So I think people are probably trying to gear up for, you know, weight loss season, and you know, get their sports bras and their activewear together. Ooh. So that is just something to make sure you are looking out for. She Fits is a great brand. I was lucky enough actually to find 2 of them at the bins. I actually bought that one on eBay. It was a really good deal. Honestly, I think he must have got it off the back of a truck, because the deal he had it at, for them to be brand new, he was selling them too low. Like, it was just too low. I even looked at his page. He was selling like collectibles and stuff. So I don't know. I ain't gonna judge, but it was a good deal, and that was the reason why I got it. But yeah. All right, so we're moving on to eBay. This is the first eBay sale. This is just a slinky top. This brand is a decent brand to pick up. It kind of acts like the Travelers from Chico's, so that's why I picked it up. I was so upset, y'all. So I found the bottoms to this, and I put it in my cart, or my Hulkin, and I found the top, and I was so excited. So I ended up, y'all, somehow not bringing home the bottoms. So when I was inventorying, I'm like, are you kidding me? And the only thing I could think was that maybe they fell out of my cart. I mean, out of my Hulkin, like, because there's no way that I would just bring the top home and not the bottoms. If anything, I would have brought the bottoms home than the top. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and list it. You just never really know. What am I doing? Can't put it in there. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and list it. The Slinky brand is not a terrible brand to pick up. So went on and got it, and it did sell. I listed it really low just because it was only the top, and I sent an offer out and they accepted it. So the offer was $12.73. I paid $1.12 for it, and I made a profit of $10.35. All right, these are a pair of Uniqlo pants. This is another brand that I feel kind of like is a sleeper brand for me, and a kind of like, you know, what is the word that I'm looking for, y'all? bread and butter. That's the word. Like how 𝕬𝕀𝕬𝕊, like I was telling y'all with 𝕬𝕀𝕬𝕊, that's how I feel about 𝕸𝕬𝕊. Like, it's not gonna, you know, sell for a crazy amount every single time, but it will sell depending on what you get. I knew that I picked up this brand like 2 years ago, and it was a cashmere sweater, black one, sold for $40. And I was like, oh, interesting, let me start picking it up. At the time, didn't know that it was due to the fact that it was cashmere. Ever since I've been a binge shopper and I come across the brand, I will look into it and eventually take it home. 80% of the time I take it home, but it is a few pieces that I've left behind due to the fact that they either weren't great styles, they weren't good sizes, or the comps were really low and I just didn't want to waste my time on it. But these actually sold for my full asking price of $16.99, and I paid $1.10 for them, and I made a profit of $14.22 after fees and cost of goods. All right, so this is the only item that I did get from a thrift store. I got this with the pack sweater, the great top, and I think it was Good American, Smart Wool. I picked this one up. I actually checked the comps on I think Poshmark just to see what this was selling for, and the price point was over $30. It was like $25, $30. So I was like, okay, I don't mind paying $3 for it. So I went on and took it home, and I did that because it had all of the factors. The style was very kind of like groovy and all the things. The colorway, the size was a large, so it had too many factors to leave behind. And I got somebody that sent me a $18 offer. I think I had it listed at $32, so they sent me like a half off offer, and well, somewhat close. And that was just too low for me. $18 on something that I picked up at a thrift store, it just doesn't work. Now, if I would have got this at the bins, I probably still would have tried to get about $25 for it minimum. So when they sent me the 18, I counted at 25 because that's just me saying, hey, this is my lowest. I take that back, y'all. I think I had this listed at $38. So they sent me an $18 offer. Anyways, so I countered at the $30 because that's like, you know, that was my next one. Then they did 20. So then I did 30 again, and then they declined it. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. So this actually ended up selling through an offer. Look how ugly this looks. But this had actually sold through an offer. I think I had it listed at $24.99 because y'all know I price differently on eBay, and they went on and accepted the offer when I sent it out, so it dropped down to $21.24. I did pay $3.33 for it, and I made a $15.54 profit on it. This was a new to me brand called 𝕎𝔼𝔼𝕂. I'll have to pop that on the screen because I don't know. I picked this one up due to the fact that it is a novelty print. So the brand actually retailed for, I want to say like $200 for their dress shirts. This one is full of insects, like a lot of bugs and all the things. So I was just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get it. So I got it, and I'm happy that I did because it did sell for a decent price point. And I do think that it's wise to always, you know, of course, look at the tag, but also look at the style of it. And this kind of had both of the factors at the very same time. So I went on and got it, and this one didn't take long to sell, maybe like 3 days after listing. And I priced it at, I want to say $39.99 on eBay because of course I think that was a great price point. I did check other comps, and the other people that had theirs listed, they didn't sell. So I was thinking like maybe this wasn't a great pickup, but I ended up pricing it around those other ones because we initially kind of had similar items, except mine had insects on them. So I priced it at the $40, and I sent out offers. This one sold for $33.14, and I paid $1.21 for it, and I made $27.98 off of this item that I got from the bins. So these are just some Knox Rose like chambray pants. I believe I sold these before. They were new with tags, and they were a smaller size. These were actually a size extra large, and Knox Rose is also one of those brands that I feel the same way when it comes to like Uniqlo and 𝕬𝕀𝕬𝕊. I will always like look into it. I don't care what it is, I will always look into it because I feel like no matter what you pick up, it most likely will perform. So this one did sit for like maybe 6 weeks, maybe a little bit under 6 weeks, I want to say, but I knew that they would have sold, so I didn't price them high. So I priced them at $18.99 and they sold for my full asking price. I did pay 99 cents for them at the bins, and I made a profit of $15.90 after fees and cost of goods. I know that a lot of resellers really pass with this brand because it is a Target brand. I am happy that they do because I can pick it up. For my cost of goods, I think that it's actually a great brand to pick up for $1, make a quick $15 off of it, and I'm fine with it. Typically, the dresses, maxi dresses in general, will perform the best. But I have luck selling mini dresses, midi dresses, plus size dresses, small dresses, like no matter what the size is. So yes, you know, maybe the larger dress will perform better, but I do think that they all perform, you know. All right, so these are a pair of Columbia pants. I, of course, 100% have given up hope for this brand, but I noticed the only thing that sells for me in this brand are their pants and their like Bermuda shorts and stuff like that. I don't have any luck selling like they're just regular shorts and stuff like that. So I only pick up larger sizes, and I'll take that back. I pick up all sizes in their hiking pants specifically. But if I find like Bermuda shorts, I will pick those up if they're plus size, because I only noticed that they sell in plus sizes for their shorts, but these type of outdoorsy pants, Columbia does really well. I actually was able to find me a pair at the bins many months ago, and they're like my favorite pair of pants to wear because they are so lightweight. I know that they're for hiking, but I like to wear them, okay? Probably not in the winter time, but I like to wear them because they just feel lightweight. Like they're just a good pair of pants to just have in your closet just because, you know. So these sold for my full asking price of $18.99, and I paid 99 cents for them, and I made a total of $15.89 after fees and cost of goods. So yeah, I picked these up any day of the week. These were a newer style too, so I think that also played into why they sold as quickly as they did. All right, so these are a pair of Banana Republic Aiden pants. These are a men's style. These are, I want to say, linen. I definitely got these over the summer in hopes that they would have sold then, but they didn't. I didn't price them high. Banana Republic is just not a brand that I will price high because I know that it is a mall brand, and you know, not too many people are looking for it on the secondhand market. So I want to make sure that I just price it accordingly. So this probably was most likely listed at like $17.99 or something, somewhere around there, because I sent them an offer of $15.29. They actually accepted it, and I paid $1.19 at the bins, so I made a profit of $12.59. Yes, that is under the threshold that I would like, but that could be due to the fact that I underpriced it. So if I would have priced it at the $19.99, which I typically do, then I probably could have got closer to what I wanted from it, but I'm okay with it. It was a size 33 by 30, and 33 just seems like what is an odd number technically. So I didn't want to sit on it too long, and granted, I did sit on it for like, what, 5 months. So I just know moving forward, if I find something that is a size 33 or just an odd number that's not like a 30 or 32, then I'll make sure that I price it accordingly so it doesn't sit too long. This was a semi-exciting find. This one sold literally the exact same day. I listed it, and I kind of second guessed myself because even when I sourced it, I went back and forth a little bit because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to even be able to do anything. But yeah, I went back and forth with myself because I'm like, you know, Spanx already doesn't perform that well, and then here we are with Spanx Assets, which is sold at Target, and they don't retail for a lot. These brand new are $40 at Target. So I ended up pricing mine at $20 because I'm like, you know what, half off is a good price point. These got immediate attention on Poshmark and eBay. Like, I want to say maybe 3 likers on both of them, on both platforms. And I went on eBay and I looked up this exact style just to kind of see what other people were pricing theirs at, and theirs was actually up under the amount that mine was, which was maybe $2 or $3 difference. This sold on Mercari. I don't know what the hell. These are Mercari sales. I'm so sorry. Yeah, those sold on Mercari for $20. I paid $1 for them, and I made $15.78. They did send me an offer, and I accepted it. So like I was telling y'all in my recap video, I like to price items where they send me an offer, it's going to be at the price point that I actually want to sell it at. So I listed it at $25 in hopes that they would send me a $20 offer, and then, you know, we're all happy here. All right, so this is the second She Fit bra that sold this weekend. The other one sold last weekend. But yeah, found this at the bins. I found both of them together, which I was really happy about, because I'm like, ooh, I think I found the other one first, and then when I came across this one had a little bit more wear to it, but I was like, I'm still gonna get it. So yeah, this was a great pickup. This one actually sold for my full asking price of $25. Again, $20 was like my lowest that I wanted on this, because this is a great brand, this is a great style, and these are like semi like sought after. Like I was saying before, people are about to get into their weight loss mode, and these are going to be very helpful for the time. So these actually sold for $25. I paid 95 cents at the bins, and I made a profit of $20.18 after fees and cost of goods, and we love to see it. All right, so the next one is these pair of Can pants. I've had these at least for about 5 months now. I was lucky enough to source 2 of these exact same pairs at the bins. I don't generally pick up this brand anymore, but at the bins, if it's a great style, I'll go ahead and pick it up. It's kind of like how 𝕍𝕀𝔻𝕼 is, where the material is incredibly stretchy and it's very forgiving. So these at one point used to sell just like 𝕍𝕀𝔻𝕼, like over, you know, $25, $30 every single time. And then I started noticing a decline in them like maybe 6 or 7 months ago. So I slowed down with picking them up because they sat too long for me. And once I find them at the bins and they're not like a skinny jean, then I'll pick them up. But it's been so many times that I've come across this brand and they're skinny jeans, or they're just like heavily distressed. And I'm just like, I don't think I want to take that one home, so I don't. But for a newer style, I'll pick it up. I recently was able to find a pair of like bell bottoms with like this paisley print on them. They're high rise, all the fun things, and I took those home. But anything that's skinny, it's a no-go. But anyways, these sold for $20. They sent me a $20 offer. I had them listed at $25, and I paid 89 cents for them, so I made a profit of $15.82 after fees and costs of goods. This was a really exciting find. I guess this would be the highlight of this video. This is called Doctor Who, Her Universe. It's just like this super long line trench coat. So I was at the bins with my nephew. He had never been to the bins before. My nephew's 15 years old, by the way. And we was looking. This was a day that I wasn't finding that much. And I think it was because the kids were out of school and everybody was at the bins. I still don't understand why teenagers want to go to the Goodwill Outlet on, you know, a day that they're out of school. Like, what happened to them going to the movies? What happened to them, like, hanging out at a park or doing things that teenagers do? Like, why are y'all in here shopping? So they've been taking all the good stuff. So this is the type of stuff that I have to pick up. But I'm actually really glad I did. I saw this and I threw it in my cart, and I remember somebody that I was actually following on Instagram. She showed a trench coat that she had sold. Now, of course, hers looked really nice. And I saw it when I was checking comps for Doctor Who. And I'm like, wait, I think this is a great brand. So when I sat down and I was actually doing my research, because when I'm at the bins, I check very vague sell-through rate in the comps. But when I'm at home, I actually do research on the item because I want to make sure that I am pricing it like pinpointed correctly, you know? So I went on and did my research, and I noticed that this jacket was selling for over like $50, like between $50 to $150, sometimes $250. And I'm like, what the hell is so, you know, good about this item? And I looked just a little bit more into it, and the ones that were selling for over $100, they had the whole set. So it's called Her Universe, Doctor Who. I've never heard of it. I know nothing about it. But it was like a costume, I want to say. So I was even like more taken back because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not going to be able to sell mine for that much due to the fact that Halloween is over and I don't have the top and the bottoms for it, because a lot of them, like I said, that sold over that price point was due to the fact that they had the whole set. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to price mine accordingly. So I priced it at $85 on Poshmark, and then I dropped the price to $72 on Mercari, and I think I put $69 or $64.99 on eBay. I did get some watchers on eBay, and I got some likers on Poshmark and Mercari. So it got attention everywhere, so that made me happy. So I ended up looking at my phone, and I noticed that it sold. I just heard the cha-ching noise. If you have Mercari, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I look and I see that it's this. So this literally sold within 2 days. And I was really happy because I'm like, oh my God, a full asking price sale on Mercari. Very rare. So I ended up, you know, being excited. It sold for $72, full asking price. I paid $1.21 on it. So I made a profit of $60.73. Again, Doctor Who, Her Universe trench coat. Hopefully I can find it again, because that was a good flip for me. And yeah, I might need to look into it and see what other items that they sell. This is the last piece. This is just a heritage tradition 100% wool scarf. I picked this up due to the fact that it was excellent condition, and I just thought it looked really pretty, and you already know how I feel about tans and neutrals and all of the fun things. So I thought that somebody else would love this, and they did. I got immediate attention on Mercari, no attention on other platforms, but I did check the comps and sell-through rate on eBay, and it was about $15 to $20 that these were selling for, and I thought that was, you know, okay enough to bring home. I didn't list it high because I really wanted to get about $15 for it. So I priced it at $25 on Poshmark and $20 on Mercari, and I think $14.99 on eBay. So this ended up selling, of course, on Mercari. I received an offer for $15. Why? Look how long this thing looks. Anyway, so I received an offer for $15 and I accepted it, and I paid $1.21, and yeah, so I paid $1.21, so I made a profit of $13.13, which I think is really good. It looks like somebody from Hawaii actually bought this, so that's interesting. So yeah, that is all that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you made it this far, please put this emoji in the comments and let me know, have you ever found Doctor Who? Because I am really interested now. But yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.